Let's go to Louisiana for our next call. Caleb, thank you for calling, and thanks for holding on. You're now up next.
Yes, I'm calling to see if y'all did any
Go ahead, Caleb.
I'm calling to see if y'all did any testing with sugarcane.
Sugarcane? Is that what he?
Yeah, he asked for sugarcane.
Sugarcane. Okay, I think we lost him, but at least we got the question. And thanks for calling, Caleb.
Well, I don't know about the research that was done on sugarcane, but I do know going back that we have put a lot of Super U on sugarcane back years ago when Super U was first introduced. It was made down in Louisiana. And so we sold a lot of Super U into sugarcane, and I think they found it to be a very effective nitrogen source for sugarcane. I don't know much more than that. I mean, I didn't ever travel that part of the world, but it was effective, and the guys liked it until we moved the production so far north.
They didn't like that, maybe.
They didn't like the backhaul.
Down that area, at least, yep. Especially. But Greg, it brings up a point that, and we've had some callers already at different crops, and it does, that's the beauty of the product. It's not crop specific.
Yeah, that's right. It's not crop specific. It's specific to when you have nitrogen loss. And so what you really want to do is understand what your loss potential is, what your loss mechanism is, and then select the right product to meet those loss mechanisms.
Very good. All right, to Kentucky we go. John, you are up next. Welcome to RFD-TV Live with our friends from AGROTAIN.
Thank you for taking my call.
Sure.
I'm interested in knowing, I grow corn, and I'm interested in knowing what the cost of nitrogen is going to be with AGROTAIN added to my urea when I've got about 150 to 200 pounds of nitrogen per acre to apply.
Well, cost is typically in my shop, but we don't really set the price for the growers. But generally, we tell growers it's around 5-6 cents per unit of actual nitrogen applied for the AGROTAIN. So, in the case if he's talking, of 100 pounds of material, that's 50 units of nitrogen. So you'd be $2.50 if he's talking 100 pounds of actual, and that's more like $5 an acre. We treat the nitrogen, not the field.
And that's I'm sure the price of fertilizer overall here. You get that question in these winter meetings all the time. They're trying to pencil out those profits here, and that's a big part of it.
Yeah, well, nitrogen obviously is a huge cost in the crop, particularly corn and wheat that he was talking about. So getting the best buy is always an issue, and that's really what drives the value in using our technology, is that we're helping him try to get the most out of every dollar expended for nitrogen.
Absolutely, yeah.
So it's a benefit to manage your nitrogen in a way with a technology that can help you.
Very good. Let's go to North Carolina. We keep the phone lines lit up here, and we are thanking you for that because it makes the show, again, helping others who may have the same question that you're asking. And Thomas has called us from North Carolina. Thomas, welcome. Oh, we missed him. Thomas, give us a call back if you would. We appreciate that. Giving us a call. Sorry, we might have lost you there. So again, for those of you joining us, let's give the telephone number to, we have about 10 minutes to go before we have to start to wrap things up here. Our toll-free number here is 877-731-6733. Toll-free 877-731-6733. Hope you'll call us back from North Carolina. We go to Michigan, where Brian is our next caller. Welcome to RFD-TV, Brian.
Thank you. We're mostly hay growers in Three Oaks, Michigan, and we're starting to do some row cropping. And on our corn, we have our self-propelled sprayer, and I really wanted to know for side dressing, does it make the most sense to use our sprayer to apply it, and if using your product AGROTAIN, if that makes good sense to get apply our nitrogen with our sprayer.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a great question, Brian. And so a lot of times when farmers do a side dress application with a sprayer, they'll use what's called drop nozzles. And so they'll actually drop a tube down in between the rows. And so that's a really good way to deliver nitrogen to the plant. The great thing about a side dress application is you already have some idea of what the growth potential is. You know whether you're having a good year or maybe not so good year. And so you can really fine tune that last application of nitrogen at that time. But the problem with that application time is that it's warm. And it's a lot of times windy, and you have a lot of potential for loss. And so if that's the case, then you definitely want to have AGROTAIN nitrogen stabilizer in the tank with that UAN application.
Is there a time when we would not want to, Brian or others, what stage, the leaf stage, would you want to make that application in a practical manner?
Right. You know, it depends on how big your sprayer is and how tall a corn you can go across. But a lot of guys are waiting until waist high or so.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe even later than that to put that final application on. The plant actually takes up about 25% of the nitrogen after tasseling. And so, you know, only 75% is taken
Really?
up before tasseling.
I think that's a
And
new,
so-
after all the shows I've done with the AGROTAIN, I don't know if I've ever talked
So
about that.
it really has a demand later in that life cycle, and so getting that later nitrogen on, it does help.